Whether you're looking for Philadelphia's best happy hour, an intimate night for two, or an outdoor dining experience by the water, this quaint hotspot in the heart of Manayunk is your destination. Bourbon Blue, new American cuisine with a New Orleans twist.
Good morning, Manayunk, and welcome to another episode of Manayunk Morning. This is season 2, episode 10.
Crazy.
So we are moving along this year, and we actually just realized it's been a little bit over a year since our first episode. So this is it's been quite a year for us.
Yeah, nice 1-year anniversary. So we're going to be celebrating today. We have David Decca from Orbit Art on the couch today.
Yep, and then I'll be heading down to the new restaurant Sona to get a peek inside. And it's also a really big week for us here in Manayunk. We actually just came out with our newest issue of Manayunk magazine featuring Michael O'Connor from Salon L on the cover. And this weekend is the 28th annual Manayunk Arts Festival.
Very busy down here on Main Street.
Definitely.
But first up, the Manayunk Morning Minute.
Tonight, from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Manayunk Brewing Company, join the Bicycle Coalition of Greater Philadelphia to discuss lighting at the Manayunk Bridge. Tomorrow, from 8 to 10 p.m., the Grape Room is hosting free improv. Yoga on Main is holding a Summer Solstice Sacred Circle this Wednesday, June 21st, from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Stroll the Street is hosting Art and Plein Air Night this Thursday from 5 to 9 p.m. Also this Thursday, Merge Dance Studio is hosting an open house and registration night from 5 to 8 p.m.
The Spicy Belly is welcoming summer with a barbecue from June 22nd to June 25th. The Spiral Bookcase will be hosting Power of Three, a literary celebration of the modern witch, this Friday, June 23rd from 5 to 9 p.m. The 28th annual Manayunk Arts Festival is Saturday, June 24th from 11 to 7 p.m. and Sunday, June 25th from 11 to 6 p.m. Join the Nature School of Philadelphia at Forbidden Drive Trail for a hike with the Family Nature Club. The child-led hike runs from 7 to 9 a.m. The Minions are invading Manayunk. Join us for another night of Stroll the Street on June 29th from 5 to 9 p.m. And at sundown, we'll be showing Despicable Me on Cotton Street. So we've got a busy summer coming up, and it's only June.
Only June, but next up we've got David Decca from Orbit Art Gallery joining us on the couch. David, come on down.
How's it going, David?
Leah, good to see you. Nice to see you.
We finally got you on the couch,
no,
David.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm totally pumped.
Didn't have to twist your arm too bad, did we?
No, not at all. It's one of my favorite shows. You kidding me?
So David, for those that haven't stepped inside Orbit Gallery, what can they find?
Well, it's a mix of things. The gallery's been around for a long time. We opened in 1981, and it was so busy up here, we decided to move the gallery from Center City up here in 96. So we started out originally selling American crafts, glass, handmade glass, ceramics, jewelry. But then we realized there was a big interest in anything Manayunk, Philly, so we did a lot of fine art based around Philadelphia, old photographs of Manayunk, and historic things that relate to this area too.
So tell us what's going on this week for Stroll the Street Manayunk.
For one of our favorite artists is Elisa Gore. She's a well-known Hudson Valley painter. She paints outside. She tries to finish the painting during the time she's outside, so it's done during that time span, not in the studio. So we're going to have her out in front of the gallery painting live on Thursday, and then we're going to have an event that's an opening for her and an artist reception the next day on Friday from around 5 to 9. And you can meet the artist, and you can talk to her, and she's going to give a little talk about her work too. It's going to be a nice event.
So besides Elisa outside your gallery, this week is actually Art and Plein Air Night for Stroll the Street. So we're also going to have artists lining Main Street doing some live painting outside, and we're also going to have live painting on Cotton Street by Splash Lab Art Studios in East Falls. So if you want to get your paint on, you can definitely come down and see Elisa and try some art classes too.
It's going to be a great night.
Exactly.
You're also on the Arts Fest committee.
That's right.
What's your favorite part about the Manayunk Arts Festival?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. For myself and my partner Sandy, it's great to have 250 plus artists right out in front that we can stroll up and down the street and say, well, that looks pretty good. Maybe we'll pitch him for the gallery. So it's quite nice.
So David, do you do any art yourself?
Well, I'm not a painter or a fine artist, but I'm a musician, and I've been I played out in bands as a kid, and I still play. So I think that's a form of art.
Definitely.
Well, before you go, we have some questions for you in our Manayunk More Than a Pint glass.
Okay.
So why don't you reach in and
Grab one.
see what we got?
Just one?
For
One
now.
to start, yeah.
If you could live the life of any artist, which would you choose and why? That's a tough question. There was a painter, in 15th century Italy called Caravaggio. Caravaggio died at 29. He had quite an exciting life. He was chased through the streets of Rome for having affairs. But he was also a fabulous painter. In fact, if you watch the Da Vinci movie, that's based on his work. Ron Howard did an homage to him in that movie.
Well, David, thank you for joining us on the couch this week. Glad
My
we
pleasure.
finally got you down here.
Yeah, glad we got you down here, David.
And now Caitlin's going to head on down to Sona for this week's store tour.
Thanks, Leo. We're down here inside Sona with owner Damien getting a peek inside one of Manayunk's newest restaurants. So Damien, tell people out there, what is Sona?
Sona is the newest way of having an Irish bar. It looks more like an Irish bar in Ireland now than what the old concept was.
So tell me about this space. So we know this used to be home to Kildare's, but you guys have done a lot in the space over the past couple weeks to change it into Soma. So tell me about some of the construction that you did.
We recovered every wall with a different covering. We have brick on the walls, we have reclaimed wood, we have stone, spent a lot on lighting, so you can see it's clean.
Yep.
Every bar, or this main bar, has got under-the-counter USBs and phone chargers on every seat.
Oh wow, that's a nice feature for sure.
Yeah, so it's a little, like we try to think of how we would come out at night and say, what would make our life easier? How would we like a bar to be?
So obviously people think about coming here for dinner, for happy hour, for lunch, but I hear you also have a great brunch too.
Yes, we do. Our chef, Bill Wallen, who used to work with me in a previous life, won the best brunch in Northern Delaware for the past 2 years at Grain in Newark. So he's on board and he's really bringing out some unique ideas for his brunch.
So, you know, it still is an Irish pub at the end of the day. You know, you have to have some of those classics. So do you still serve Guinness on tap?
We do. Any Irish bar that doesn't serve Guinness to me it's like an Italian restaurant not serving pasta.
Right.
It makes no
sense. You just have to, right?
It makes no sense. So we have a Guinness tap that's specifically for Guinness. It's made by Guinness in Ireland, and we only pour through those taps. We decided we want to focus more on more craft beers, so we have 30 craft beers on tap.
30, wow.
And we have Guinness.
So you said you spent a couple years here in Manayunk as well with Kildare's. Tell us how it feels to be back and what you love about it.
It's nice to not walk into somewhere strange and be a new guy in the block and people go, what's this guy up to?
Right.
Like the guys next door to Lucky's have been absolutely fantastic. Anything we need, if we run out of French fries, anything. We go over, we steal French, and it's the same thing. It's really good relationship. So being back in Manayunk, I believe that we can really make an impact on Main Street and be somewhere people want to come and have a good time.
Well, thanks for giving us a tour today, Damien. It was so good coming down and finally seeing the new Sona space.
Thanks, Caitlin. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for giving us the time to show our bar off to the neighborhood.
Yep. And I've got to come down and try some of those dishes. So if you haven't been down to Sona either, come by and check it out this weekend. Well, that's our show for today. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Manayunk Mornings. As always, special thanks to Smokin' John's for hosting us here on the couch and to Terry Leahy Films for producing this episode and all of our show sponsors. As always, I'm Caitlin.
I'm Leo.
And this is David from Orbit Gallery, and we hope to see you this Thursday at Stroll the Street Art and Plein Air Night and this weekend at the Manayunk Arts Festival. See you then.